Welcome to the wasted world of sports, where the game's just a backdrop for drunken retorts. Rugby league or
World of sports, eh?
Oh, he's copped a head right to the nuts. Tedesco's butt crack. Ahoy! He's nearly taken security's head off.
I have no idea what the wasted world of sports is.
Wasted World of Sports, ahoy. How's everybody doing? The Joker AU over there on the TikTok live. Ahoy, mate. Hey, 222 says, go the Mighty Knights. George Koaba Rabao says, go Mighty Tigers. The year 2025 is ours. Made it happen. We are the fans of West Tigers from PNG. Welcome along, George Koaba. Very nice to have you along, mate. Gamer Mel, ahoy. How are you going? Very nice to see you as always, Gamer Mel. Counting down the days for your Melbourne Storm to kick off their 2025 campaign. I bet you're looking forward to that one. David YT, ahoy there, mate. Oh, the Roosters were terrible last night, weren't they? Unbelievably disappointing and poor, that performance. Very, very devastating. But anyways, we have got, coming up in this one, of course, the new look West Tigers taking on the Newcastle Knights. We know what to expect from the Knights. I said in the preview video, look for that left edge to really ramp up the attack. And for the Tigers, so much unknown, so much uncertainty. And we just don't know what to expect from the Tigers coming up this season. But we'll find out soon enough. A late change, by the way, too, for the Tigers. Tristan Hope is coming in to play hooker instead of De Silva. So forget about me mentioning that bloke in the preview video that I did on YouTube, because he's not playing. We're all locked in and loaded, ready to go. Hang on, 2 seconds. Sorry about that. I was wondering why it was slowly but surely getting warmer and warmer in here. And I wondered why, and I just went and checked on my aircon, and it was completely messed up. Anyway, Will Main says West Tigers wooden spoon 2025. You're having a laugh, aren't you, mate? Or are you being serious? Blake, ahoy there, mate. Blake says, do I think the Dolphins will win today? Oh, I reckon Wayne Bennett, never underestimate a Wayne Bennett coached team. Wayne Bennett will have a plan, and it's usually a master plan. I would not at all be surprised if the Rabbitohs get the job done against the Dolphins tonight, especially considering the Dolphins, there's going to be distractions, isn't there? A lot of people, a lot of family back home in Queensland. For those players who did decide to go on and play the game, maybe their minds will be elsewhere anyway. Daniel Rafferty asked thoughts on Terrell May to get a cheeky try. I would never write it off. Terrell May, sorry. I said Terrell May, didn't I? Terrell May. Yeah, I would never write it off. I mean, there's so much uncertainty. We don't know how the teams are going to play until they come out and play. I mean, I'd be gathering that the Tigers will be attacking a lot with Turuva's edge. But that's just a guess. They could go straight up the middle. I'm really liking the look of the interchange. The interchange there for the Tigers, Royce Hunt and Jack Bird. That is a pretty good... Like, if Jack Bird can find his form again. Jack Bird, obviously, used to play for the Sharks. A premiership winning Sharks side. Represented New South Wales at origin level. Then he came to Brisbane, suffered those injuries. And he's never been the same after those injuries. But if he can re-find that form... Who's going to bring it out in him, though, I suppose? I mean, if he hasn't found it yet, is Benji Marshall going to be the one that brings it out? Kian asks, who's going to win? Oh, I'm so torn on this one. I actually said in my preview video, for those who might not have seen it on YouTube, I actually said, could this game be a smoky for our first golden point of the season? $34 to have a $34 payout, I think it is, to go to golden point. Might be worth a little smoky. Fletcher Sharpe is playing. He's starting in the 6 for the Knights. But anyway, the Knights' left-hand edge, if it starts to fire, it could be very, very damaging indeed. So, anyways, look, I've gone Jarome Luai in my multi. Jarome Luai's in my multi for any time try, as well as Sunia Turuva. I've gone the old Panthers connection. I think Jarome Luai really does step up. Maybe, just maybe, and this point was raised to me earlier on by a mate of mine, maybe, just possibly he tries a little too hard when he first starts. Trying to do too much. But I think he will ease into his role. I mean, we saw what Jarome Luai was capable of all those times when Nathan Cleary was out injured. But there is always a caveat, isn't there? But obviously at the Panthers, there was so much class in and around him to make his job slightly easier. He doesn't quite have that same level of support here at the Tigers. But the Tigers, and this is why I kind of scoffed at my good friend Will Main there in the TikTok chat at his prediction for Tigers to win the Spoon, because they have built a side that is way above wooden spoon potential. But they've got to be able to bring it together, don't they? And Benji Marshall hasn't exactly proven himself yet as a coach. But Jarome Luai's a hell of a pickup. Now, talking about the Knights' left edge, Bradman Best, Greg Marzhew, and Kalen Ponga lurking at the back of those two. I couldn't decide, so I've gone ahead and I've put them in a combo. 3 potential try scorers there to combine for 2 tries across the game. I couldn't decide, so I just had to put them all in together. So we've got Jarome Luai, anytime try. We've got Bradman Best, Kalen Ponga, or Greg Marzhew to combine for 2+ tries, and Sunia Turuva, anytime try scorer. That's my 3-legger for this game. Fingers crossed. We have been on a roll with same-game multis recently, so fingers crossed that we get it done. Mookie, ahoy, mate. Burko, ahoy. Hayden Price, what's the score prediction? This one is such a hard one to predict. I should imagine, I think maybe the Knights jump out to an early lead and everybody starts thinking, oh, here we go again. Tigers, same old Tigers. And then Jarome Luai and Lockie Galvin start to fire and they come back and sneak it at the end. So a high-scoring, low-margin game. That's as good as you're going to get out of me. This one could go absolutely either way. And that's what makes it so exciting. Game ML asks, is the Cyclone close to my area? Yes, it is. Yeah, I mean, it's at the moment, it is directly east of where I live, but its tracking is expected to go northwest. So it's going to end up above me by quite some margin. So we're still going to cop a lot of wind and rain, being on the tail end of it, and it's not a good place to be, the tail end of a cyclone. But it's fizzling out. If anyone's seen the latest updates, old Alfie's getting bored. He's fizzling out. It's expected to be a Category 1 by the time it hits mainland, and it will very quickly fizzle out into a low. And that's just, I mean, it's continuing to lose steam as it progresses. Anything can change, of course, overnight. Still 24 hours away from expected impact, so it could die down even more. It could get even more powerful the longer it sits out there over the ocean. But at the moment, he's dying down, Alfie. So potential crises averted, perhaps. Hopefully the power will stay on. Yes, ads. That's the thing that I'm concerned about. I'm not concerned at all about Category 1 wins. I am not in a flood-prone area, but I'm very, very concerned about the power. We lose power in this area so frequently. Sometimes there's not even a storm and we'll lose power. So I am very concerned about a power outage, and that's about it, really, at this stage. But hoping we stay up and running. Hopefully everything is all good for the rest of the streams. It is starting in approximately 4 minutes. Yes, Walshy. Approximately 4 minutes away from kickoff. Oh, God. Getting very hot in this room. Just one sec. I'm going to check on my air conditioner again. Give me a sec. Oh, God. What a terrible, terrible, terrible time for my aircon to break down. Honestly, if you've ever been in a recording studio of some form without air conditioning, all the electronics around and everything, it's very, very warm. At halftime, I might have to run out and get the pedestal fan from outside. But yes, unfortunately, my aircon seems to be on the fritz. That's not good news. Viking Axe, ahoy, mate. Knights 1-12. Hey, Viking Axe, let me tell you something. And I'm saying this with 100% honesty. And I'm saying it on the live stream so that I can be held accountable. Because I'm not joking. Viking Axe, if the Raiders can beat the Broncos next weekend, I will be in love with Ricky Stewart and the Canberra Raiders. I'm going to buy a jersey and I'm going to support them for the rest of the year if they can knock off the Broncos. I'll be cheering them on. It'll be the first time in my life I'm cheering for the Canberra Raiders next weekend. Teams out onto the field for this one. Kalen Ponga leading the Knights out. Tigers, Knights. Can the West Tigers turn things around? I think that they get off the wooden spoon. They will definitely get off the wooden spoon this year, but I think in terms of challenging for the finals, they may hang around the top 8, but I think they might be a season or two away from gelling and becoming a legitimate top 8 contender. Smiles all around there in the Tigers dressing sheds. Looks like a team that's about to enjoy playing their footy. A minute away from kickoff. Jason Kellaway, ahoy, mate. Will you play the song The Green Machine on my streams? Is it susceptible to copyright? If I'm not going to get copyrighted for it, I'll play it. Absolutely. I will be the Raiders' #1 supporter if they can knock off the show ponies next week. I will love them forever, I swear. Jarome Luai, the captain, leading the team out onto the field. So, for those who weren't here at the top of the stream, a late change for the Tigers. They have started with Tristan Hope in the hooking role. Talon De Silva has moved to the bench in the number 14 spot. Jarome Luai's got his game face on. Oh, he looks ready for this. Oh, I'm so excited for this combination. Jarome Luai and Lockie Galvin are easily, hands down, in my opinion, of course, just my opinion, the most exciting young halves pairing coming through the competition. DJ Shaq, ahoy, mate. Also, DJ Shaq, if by any chance you are following along with the Super Rugby, do feel free to keep me updated. I just couldn't miss this first game of the Tigers. Hopefully it's not a complete fizzer and it lives up to my expectations. Game underway. The Tigers get us started off and Fletcher Sharpe takes it in the end goal. The Knights through Saifidi with the first hit up. 10 metres out from their own line. A big charge from Marju. And a high tackle early. Penalty to the Knights. 2 tackles in. Api Koroisau's out injured for this one. How do I say this? Bonbonex. My co-host is a big Broncos supporter, so we like to give her crap. Up over halfway goes Phoenix Crossland. The Knights off the back of that penalty into Tigers territory. Brazil up inside the 40. They're full of running here, the Knights. Cogger feeds it along to Pierce Paul. Pierce Paul taking 30 out over on that far side. Crossland in at first receiver, and he's got Leo Thompson there for the 5th and last. 25 out. And a chance for an attacking kick early. They go short side, and Cogger puts it high. Tapped back by the Knights, and it falls for Fletcher Sharpe. Fletcher Sharpe steps back in field, and he is caught with the ball. And that's a handover. The Tigers diffuse that first attacking raid. Curryman 30, ahoy, mate. I go for the Sharks, unfortunately. And a penalty now to the Tigers on tackle number 2. So both teams giving away early penalties. Holding down in the tackle. And a nice little piggyback upfield. 40 metres out from their own try line here, the Tigers. Adam Dewey takes the first hit up. Yes, ahoy there, Michelle. And ex-JC, ahoy, mate. Tigers up over halfway. Their first little venture into opposition territory. Right in the middle of the field, 45 out. May heads across field, and he's got Pole straightening. Tackle 3. 40 out from the line. Alex Twal, the man, the myth, the legend. 30 metres out. They go quick down the left side. Luai back in field for May. May tries to get the pop pass away, but he's gone to ground. 5th and last. Quick attack down the short side. Luai dances back in field. Offloads to Twal. And now Galvin with the grubber kick in behind. And perfectly positioned back there. Kalen Ponga Heads across field and he's wrapped up half a metre out. Solid for the Tigers, though. Looking threatening in their first attack in raid. Knights pushing passes. That was lucky. And Fletcher Sharpe returns it to the 30. Schiller wrapped up and driven back in a 3-man tackle. Meters hard to come by in this set. Frizzell just passes it along. And Leo Thompson taken 35 out. Slow play the ball. Ponga in at first receiver with the inside ball. And a good charge from Lucas up towards halfway on the 5th and last. Defense holding firm for now. Ponga with the kicking duties here, huh? Puts it high. Challenging kick there for Mason, and Mason's lined up. Was he taken high? It was perfectly timed by Saifidi. Heath Mason has done extremely well. Imagine the panic that would have been setting in as he heard those big footsteps hammering towards him. So both teams just going tit for tat at the moment. Jeral Skelton over from the Bulldogs. Another good pickup for the Tigers. Luai. Oh, Fino has been taken high there. Jarome Luai calling for it, appealing to the referee. Now they get the call. A high tackle on Samuel Fino. And Jarome Luai, he says, here, Adam, you have a go. My kick to touch last time, wasn't that great? You have a shot. Tigers 40 metres out from the line. May on the attack. UFC, ahoy, mate. Galvin with the inside ball. Ole, 20 metres out. Oh, he's trying to milky Magoo penalty there, Pole. Luai in midfield. To Galvin, runs it to the line. Short ball to Fino. 10 metres out here, the Tigers. Luai waiting for it again. What can he come up with? Heads across field. Shows it inside twice. Goes out to Galvin. Galvin takes the line on. 10 metres out. In midfield, the Tigers. Alex Twal stands. Gets the pass back for Luai. Luai feeds it on to Dewey. Dewey sends it out wide and the try is scored. Jeral Skelton. And it is the Tigers who strike first. Jeral Skelton with the try. And they are pumped up for this one, ready to go. Four points to nil, the kick to come. Up the NRL, you had Jeral Skelton to score. Nice. I had the Tigers attacking more down the right edge. Still a long time to go in this game. We saw what happened last night. Jeral Skelton. First try scorer. Tigers lead 4-0. You had him to score and you're asking me, is he a good player? Yeah, Jeral Skelton's a pretty good pickup. Very solid pickup. George Alarm, ahoy, mate. Welcome back. Nice to see you again. Difficult conversion attempt here for Adam Dewey. Natalie Green, ahoy there. Natalie Green says, go Knights. From almost bang on the sideline here, Adam Dewey to make it 6-0. It's on target. It's holding its line, and it's right down the middle. Adam Dewey, what a conversion. And it is the Tigers up 6 points to 0. What a start for the Tigers. Oh, God, what just happened there? The scoreboard went. The try scorer was Jeral Skelton for the Tigers. Scoreboard back up there. 6 points to 0. For the Tigers. Knights get us back underway. And the Tigers, they couldn't have asked for a better start. Dylan, your multi came off last night. Awesome. Matty Colkin, 10-all in the Super Rugby. Oh, thanks, mate. I've been hoping somebody would keep me up to date with the rugby scores. I had to make a decision today. Cover the NRL or the Super Rugby. Inside ball there from Terrell May to Alex Twal. A good charge. The Tigers back up towards the halfway. And Heath Mason almost scoots through. Quick play the ball. Fifth and last. Galvin down the short side. Puts it high. Back into midfield. Ponga lets it bounce, and it bounces straight into his chest. Lucky. Bowden Barrett, the try scorer. And kicker for the Blues. Very nice. Now, I just have to quickly pick something here on the screen. God, where's it gone? The Knights through Saifidi. Up towards halfway. A much better set, this one. And now Ponga to Sharpe. Sharpe does well to hold on. Here's Bradman Best, his first real opportunity. And he's been taken down. 40 metres out from the try line. Ponga puts it high. Chasing through on Mason. Mason does extremely well at the back again. Ducks into the tackle. Holds his ground. 5 metres out. So I couldn't help but notice that the Tigers have got Bradman Best marked up by Solomona Batape. I did wonder, it was a little bit of a mismatch. Bradman Best up against Adam Dewey. So it looks like they've addressed those concerns that I had. Very good call, that one. Fifth and last now, Tigers. 40 out from their own line. Luai's going to have a little run. Takes it to the line. Gets the kick away. Ponga's under it. And it remains 6 points to 0. Tigers, 10 minutes gone. And the play just slowing down a little bit now as a half a break is made now for Schiller. Schiller brings it back down the left-hand side. They're lined up here, the Knights. And that is a good raid into Tigers territory. 2 tackles left. Thompson in at first receiver. Probably not what they want. Overlap out to the right if Pierce Paul can get it out. Here's Ponga on the wraparound. Ponga goes straight through. He's got Crossland in support. But Jarome Luai bats the ball down backwards and dives on it to secure possession for the Tigers. Jarome Luai with the try saver. And now a relieving penalty for high contact. Jarome Luai is already a standout here for the Tigers. M says, how good were the Broncos last night? I think it was more an indication of how terrible the Roosters were, to be perfectly honest. Once Victor Radley went off, that was it. They never regained any sort of momentum after that. Bon says, started watching NRL last season. Do you think the Panthers will do it again this year? Panthers Storm Grand Final. Panthers Storm Grand Final with the Storm getting the win. Back inside goes Seyfarth. Up towards halfway. Here come the Tigers again. Luai out the back to Galvin. Short ball and almost through a gap. Oh, they're looking very dangerous here. This combination of Luai and Galvin. It's clicked immediately. Fifth and last. 30 metres out. Luai down the short side. Puts the kick up. Contestable. Ponga comes forward. Spills it backwards. And it's been called knock on. It's called a knock on. Originally, it was called a knocked back off Ponga. Must have got word for the assistant referee there. And the Tigers, they can go on the attack here. That might be a harsh call against Kalen Ponga. Scrum down, though, for the Tigers. 10 metres out. Luai breaks away after feeding. They've got space out to the left again. Heath Mason straightens. 5 metres out on play one. Galvin calling for it. Lined up to the right here. May with the inside ball and Ole heads back left. Still 10 metres out. Lined up to the right again here, the Tigers. Oh, Terrell May nearly balls us this up. 5 metres out on play three. He nearly dropped it. Oh, now they've dropped it. Who spilt it? They got in each other's way there, the Tigers. And Alex Twal, I believe it was. They just got in each other's way, confused the issue, and not expecting it in the end. Oh, that's a huge let-off there for the Knights. Rock my balls, ahoy, mate. Rock my balls says, why is the doggies odds $1.90? Is someone missing? Not that I've heard. But I haven't been paying attention to the doggies match just yet. Oh, against the Dragons. Okay, well, my bookmaker's got the Bulldogs $1.60. To the Dragons, $2.32. Penalty here to the Knights. The Tigers' defense overly enthusiastic and caught offside. Touch finder up over halfway. They tap and go. Leo Thompson will play the ball inside the 40 on the attack here. The Knights. $30 meters out, right in front of the post. They stay right. Pierce Paul gets those big legs pumping. 20 meters out, he's held up. Crossland to Cogger, now to Ponga. Numbers to the left here. Bradman Best puts the fend on, and it's been tapped down by the Tigers. Lost forward against Newcastle. Oh, they've got to challenge that one. They have got to challenge this. And that left edge of the Knights looking very threatening. Bradman Best puts the big fend on, and that was clearly knocked down by Turuva. And this is a smart captain's challenge. Mr. Ed's dead, ahoy, mate. Gina Ferracini, ahoy. And Moses Alphonse wants the Tigers to win 1-12. Wizzle says, who's on the left edge with Best? Greg Marju. They're going, okay, Fletcher Sharpe playing 6, but Fletcher Sharpe and Jack Cogger obviously rotate there at first receiver. Sharpe/Cogger to Bradman Best to Greg Marju. And this captain's challenge has been burnt. Unsuccessful. Well, I am stunned. I am absolutely stunned. And Adam O'Brien, now that is a very steely-faced coach up there. Clearly not happy with that call, and I can understand. Matty Colkin says the Blues now lead 22-10. Well, I'm starting to feel like we might have made the right decision. Might have made the right decision here to cover the NRL the way things are going. Looks like we could have a good game on our hands in this one, and it seems like that could be a little bit of a blowout in the Super Rugby. Mr. Ed's dead. How are you, mate? Well, the Tigers, they've survived that little situation. They're back in possession. Tackle 4 now. Oh, the pop pass. Keeping it alive. And the Tigers scoot up towards halfway. Great second phase ball. Floppy play the ball, but they get away with it. Galvin now down the short side. Cuts back infield. He's wrapped up. That's the 5th and last. Just inside Knights territory. Luai wants it in midfield. Gets it. Skews it slightly off the side of the boot, so he tries to milk a penalty. It's taken down by the Tigers, and the ball is still alive. It's there now for Gagai. It was just left on the ground, and Gagai said, thank you very much. JYD, ahoy, mate. "40 metres out in midfield. Marju getting involved. Up to halfway, the Knights here on play 3. Slow play the ball. Crossland goes out a dummy half. Throws the dummy, and he's brought to ground 40 metres out in midfield. Cogger out to the right with Ponga. Ponga tries to get on the outside, and he's brought down well by Jarome Luai, who has been immense in this first half, it must be said. Cogger puts the kick down for Mason. Mason does extremely well again to take the ball in that fast approaching defence. GG, ahoy there, mates. I tipped the Tigers in this one after a lot of contemplation, a lot of back and forth. I was Tigers initially, and then when Koroisau and Bula were ruled out, I flipped to the Knights. Then I flipped back to the Tigers right before kickoff. Terrell May on a good charge. 5th and last. Galvin up to halfway. Puts the boot in. And it sits up straight into the chest of Marju. And Marju bumps off the first defender. No, Rock My Balls, the fake James account there in the chat room is UFC pretending to be James for some reason. Just so that everybody's aware. Up to halfway now, the Knights on play 3. Short ball from Cogger. Puts Pierce Paul through half a gap. Brazil. 30 metres out in midfield. The Knights, the momentum has just shifted in this one a little bit. The Knights winning the territory battle. 5th and last, 20 metres out. Crossland goes to Cogger. Cogger gives it to Ponga. Ponga puts the grubber kick through, and Luai's there. Basketball pass over the top. And now Galvin heads back towards the left. Fends off one. Straightens. And Jarome Luai once again in the right place at the right time, like most of the quality players are. Oh, that's almost a big mistake from the Tigers. You got the same bet, except you had Skelton. I wish I had Skelton instead of Turuva. Down the short side, the Tigers over halfway. Galvin dummies, almost goes through a gap. Crossland just holds on to him for dear life. 5th and last. Jarome Luai from 30 out puts it high. The Tigers are flying through. Pressure on Ponga, and Ponga takes it and falls to ground immediately in the tackle. Well done, Kalyn Ponga. Under immense pressure there. 19 minutes to go in the first half. 6 points to nil. Fletcher Sharpe now opens them up. Straight up the middle. Gets around Mason. Swerves to the outside. Cuts back inside. Mason does enough to slow him down. But Fletcher Sharpe will play it 30 metres out from the line. And the Knights are on the front foot again. Best into dummy half. Crossland in at first receiver. Here's Ponga now taking the line on. Out to Gagai. Gagai steps back in field. Gets the arm free but can't offload. That's the fourth. The Knights have got them cut to ribbons here on the left. And that's where Ponga goes. Ponga puts the grubber kick through. They need it to sit up. It's been battered dead by the Tigers. Fletcher Sharpe, though, turning it on. And the Knights are definitely on top here. You can just feel it. Oh, Adam O'Brien. I don't know what he's upset about. Goal line dropout here for the Tigers. They go short. It's a little too heavy, though, and Kalyn Ponga. Easy take and surrenders in the tackle. 17 and a half to go until the halftime break. Jacob Siafidi held up in midfield. 10 metres out. Frizzell to Thompson. Thompson on the crash ball. 5 out. Crossland. Dummies left. They go right. Space out here for the Knights. And an overlap, but Gagai spills it. Dang, Gagai has dropped the ball with an unmarked man outside him. And my reaction was exactly Adam O'Brien's reaction. Hands on his head up in the coach's box. Dane Gagai has just dropped it cold. And a try goes begging there for the Knights. James Schiller would have been in untouched in the corner. That is a huge let-off here for the Tigers because the Knights, they've been well and truly on top for this last little period of play. Monster of a let-off, that one. Matty Colkins is Blues 2010 at halftime. Cheers, Matty. "16 minutes to the break, and Jack Bird is on the field. Our first look at him in Tigers colours. Slow, play the ball. Turuva. He's been very quiet down this side of the field. He's moved in field and got himself involved. May up to the halfway mark on the fifth and last. Low to get up. Luai on halfway. Puts it high. Another contestable kick. Pressure here on the Knights. Well taken by Schiller. There have been some great takes under the high ball tonight. Walter Hickling, ahoy mate. What a run from Marju. He just bumped somebody off, got the offload away, and Bradman Best on the halfway line, tackle 3. Crossland out to the right-hand side, and Siafidi will take the tackle 4, 40 metres out. Frizzell back on the left. Gets the arms free, Frizzell, but can't offload. Fifth and last. They're a little far out here, the Knights. Ponga in at first receiver. Tips it over the top, slightly askewed off the side of the boot, and it's one bounce into touch. 15 metres out from the try line. Not what he was looking for there, Ponga. So just the one try and the conversion. Tigers leading 6-0. Oh, Adam O'Brien, he is furious. Sunia Turuva with the first hit up. The Tigers, they've really, really noticeably slowed down here, the Tigers. After an intense start, hopefully they haven't thrown their punches early and, what's the saying in boxing? Punched themselves out. Hopefully they've still got enough in the tank to go the full 80. And that's a bulldozing run from Fainu straight over the top of Jack Cogger. Fourth tackle on halfway. Terrell May. Hot pass back for Safer. Alex Twal, sorry. Twal back to Mason. Mason out to Galvin. Galvin finds half a gap up the middle. Pop pass. And De Silva is taken down 10 metres out. Fifth and last. Numbers to the left. Galvin takes the line on himself. Pops the ball back and it's intercepted by the Knights. It's knocked on by the Knights. 13 minutes remaining in the first half. And the Tigers are going to be attacking 5 metres out from the line, of full set of 6. When their attack is firing, they're looking good, the Tigers. That halves partnership, Jarome Luai and Lockie Calvin. Oh, they're going to be something else. They are going to be good. Rock My Balls says, Dan, I guess you might have a huge subscription of internet bundles every weekend or using Starlink. I'm not sure what you mean, sorry, Rock My Balls. A huge subscription of internet bundles. Penalty to the Tigers on play 1. Take the 2. Take the 2. Yeah. No, the Knights would love it if they took the 2 here. Streaming services. Probably not as many as you would think. Well, Lockie Galvin can't understand here. They want the 2-pointer. I would have kept the pressure on there. I would have absolutely have kept the pressure on. But anyways, yes, I've got Stan Sports. I've got KO. That's about it. Oh, data for internet. Oh, no, I've got unlimited data through Aussie Broadband. Yes, Aussie Broadband unlimited package. So Adam Dewey is stepping up here to have the crack at 2. What do we reckon, chat room? I'm saying they should have kept the pressure applied there. Gone for the try. Really sink the boot in. What temperature do I like to set the aircon inside? Out of interest. In the studio, as Dewey puts it over for 2 more points. Generally in the house, anywhere from 22 to 24. It depends how hot it is. But in my studio, 17. Yeah, 100% DJ Shack. They probably wanted a little bit of a rest. They've been under the pump solidly for the last 10 minutes. So that's probably a very fair call. Just slow it down a little bit, take 2 points, have a little bit of a break. 8 points to 0. The Tigers over the Knights here. 10 to go until the halftime break. Royce Hunt, former Shark, on the field. Kick down the throat of Ponga. Ponga, a chance to return with interest here. Gets on the outside, but Turuva jams in and shuts him down. 40 metres out from their own line here, the Knights. Territory-wise and momentum-wise, seem to be marching upfield slightly easier than the Tigers at the moment. Tackle 3. 40 out from the Tigers line. Nine and a half to go until the break. And they've lost the ball here. Fletcher Sharpe, is it, who has spilt the ball? No, it's not Fletcher Sharpe. It is Jack Hetherington. Vincent Spears music. Ahoy, mate. UFC, your aircon broke down at work. Oh, a tiny room at 25.8 degrees for 6 hours. Hey. Yeah, screw that. No, in the recording studio, it has to be 17, especially when everything's up and running. I've got lights. I've got like 5 monitors. The computer itself. All that, of course, generates heat. I would put it to less than 17 if I could, but that's as low as it goes. The Tigers spill it on halfway, and the Knights look to counter-attack. Bradman Best bends off one, bends off another. Bradman Best still going. He's up and he goes again. He's caught 5 meters out. 0 tackle. The Knights have got the Tigers under the pump again. 10 meters out. Croker dumped on his back. Crossland in at first receiver. He's got Cogger and now Ponga out to the right. Pierce Paul can't get the offload away. Desperation defense here from the Tigers. Cogger out the back to Sharpe. Cut out pass to Best. Best gets on the outside of 2. Plants the ball down. Bradman Best gets a try. Oh, what? It's been given no try. Jeez. I think the Knights, they're going to have a look here anyway. They're going to have a look. I think the Knights, well, let's have a look. Has the ball carrying arm gone to ground? Yes, it has. And then he propels himself forward. This is a double movement. Penalty to the Tigers. Walter Hickling, you and your mate Daniel. What a great name. What a great name. Kicking back, having a beer. And he's a Tigers fan, and he must be pretty happy at the moment. Penalty to the Tigers. Their defense has been immaculate so far. They find touch just 10 meters out from their own line. Still, pressure on. They've got to get out of this end of the field. Jatin Singh, ahoy, mate. Total points over 41. Oh, boy. It'd need a big second half, wouldn't it? Oh, the play the ball is poor here from the Tigers. And they have just invited the Knights back into this contest again. All they needed was just a nothing set. Get the ball. Oh, Jack Bird. That's poor. Jack Bird, that is so poor. And here come the Knights. It has just been relentless from the Knights. This attack in the past, got to be 15 or so minutes. Inside ball from Sharpe to Lucas. Lucas heads back towards the post. Dan Jam, ahoy, mate. 5 meters out. And the Knights off to the right they go. Cogger, inside ball for Pierce Paul. Pierce Paul spills it. And what a let-off here for the Tigers. Talon De Silva got in under the ball, right into the ribcage of Pierce Paul, and knocked the ball out. Brilliant defense. The Tigers. Styler. Ahoy there, mate. Welcome back. Only 8 points before first half. It's looking like that. Looking likely. As the Tigers from the scrum, they go left. And honestly, the Tigers just one out stuff. Thump the ball away. Slow things right down. They really do seem like they're out on their feet. The Tigers, they've had to do a lot of defending on their own line for the past, as I said, 15 or so minutes. They have just been constantly under the pump. And that is what they're doing here. Turuva with a strong carry up the middle. Needs more of that. What he used to do for the Panthers. May. Just short of halfway. 5 minutes until the break. Luai out on the left. Puts the kick downfield. And Schiller waits for it. Takes it inside the 22. Heads back across field. Takes on Galvin. But Galvin's got some support there from big Royce Hunt. Marju with a strong carry. Random things, ahoy. Welcome along. Hope you enjoy your time here. Styler says it's looking a bit sunny right now for the PS Cyclone. Well, it's fizzling out. Styler is the good news. It's dropping down to a Category 1. Oh, great work from Skelton in his own end goal. Dummying. Getting back into the field of play. And he'll play it centimetres out. Mason. With 4 minutes left till the break. They've just got to see it out here, the Tigers. Just see it out. Get to the sheds. Regroup for the second half. Nice offload. Keeping the ball alive. Here's De Silva. Crunched in the tackle by Hetherington. Was it high? Yes, it was. Oh, was it? Hang on. Has he said penalty? A penalty here to the Knights. Oh, in front of the play the ball. Okay, well, right in front with 3 minutes to go. Do they take the 2 here? No, they're going to tap and go here, the Knights. They're going to keep the pressure on. It's been relentless. Surely the Tigers must crack. 3 minutes to go until the halftime break. A lifeline here for the Knights. Oh, and a lifting tackle almost on Dylan Lucas. 5 meters out. Lined up to the right. That's where they go. Cogger with the short pass to Frizzell. I'm not sure he was expecting it. Not Frizzell, sorry. Croker. 10 out from the line. 2.5 to go. Crossland to Cogger. Here's that left edge. And Bradman Best threw the pass too early. Well, Bradman Best was in a gaping hole. Bradman Best was in a monster of a hole. 2 minutes to go until the break. He was through. He's tried to pass it. He's tried to quickly tap it onto Marzu, and it's gone in behind. And I'm telling you what, the try was on. The try was on there. It's gone begging. What a let-off there for the Tigers. Decent half for the Tigers indeed. Jarome Luai has made a world of difference to the attack, linking up with Lockie Galvin. They are going to be a formidable partnership. And now De Silva takes it up to the halfway line on play 4. Galvin slots in at dummy half. And the Tigers spill the ball on halfway. But with 1:40 to go, a 1.5 to go until the break. The Knights are going to have to do it from the halfway line. They'll get a full set. But they've presented the Knights here with so many opportunities. It's amazing that the Tigers' defense has held on as Royce Hunt going toe-to-toe here with Matt Croker. Oh, now here's a matchup I want to see. I would love to see that. Royce Hunt versus Matt Croker. Bring that one on. Oh, penalty to the Knights. He has given a penalty to the Knights, and, well, with 1:10 to go, they can thump this upfield. And they'll have a really good attacking opportunity now before the break. The Tigers have completely undone themselves there, I'm afraid. 30 metres out, and they'll get close to a full set. Croker runs straight at Hunt, and Hunt puts him down. That's a sloppy play of the ball. And Royce Hunt's letting him know about it. The teams come together in midfield. A lot of push and shove. Royce Hunt gets the last laugh. The Tigers are going to go into the break with an 8-0 lead. Oh, boy. Royce Hunt was all over that, and he lets him know about it. Adam O'Brien, he storms out of the coach's box. He can't watch anymore. 10 seconds to go. And the Tigers win the scrum. They'll be happy to just play this out. That is the halftime break. 8-0. This new look Tigers team being led around the park by Jarome Luai. There's still 40 minutes to go, of course. They best not get ahead of themselves. But boy, based on that first 40 minutes, Jarome Luai has made a world of difference to this team. He's been everywhere. On attack, creating opportunities. On defense, saving tries. He is going extremely well. The Tigers are going extremely well. I feel like they might have just punched themselves out in that first half a little bit. They're very tired. They were very tired towards the back end. It was visible. But the Knights were putting them under constant pressure. 8-0 at the break anyway. Let's have a quick break for half time. And we'll be right back to dissect all the action momentarily. Right after this, Tigers looking good indeed. Right back. All right, halftime here. I can't say that my multi's looking good. DJ Shack says the only issue is the Knights have no points to show for their territorial dominance. Yep, 100%. And that's a problem because they have been absolutely smoking the Tigers in terms of territory. E.B. Williams, ahoy! The Tigers are looking all right. It hasn't been perfect. Some errors creeping into the game, but yeah, they started really well, and boy, they put themselves under a lot of pressure at the back end of the contest. but they did well to hold on and take that 8 points in a lead. I think it was crucial, really crucial, that they took that lead into the break. If they had leaked a try there right before the break, things could look very, very different, and there'd be a whole different vibe going into halftime. Jack Rainsford says Luai to score in the second half. Well, I hope so. He's looking very threatening. Luai has been everywhere, on attack, on defense especially. That's been the most impressive part, I think, on defense. Jarome Luai has been absolutely everywhere, saving tries. It really has been good. And as DJ Shack said in the YouTube chat, the Knights have been largely dominant. Let's suss out the stats here. Let's have a quick look at the stats here at halftime. Because I dare say, and I could be dead wrong, but it feels like the Knights were statistically on top there in terms of territory and advantage anyway. Obviously not on top in completion rate. The Knights' completion rate has been abysmal. So territory. Where's the territory stat? Can't seem to find one. Not on the NRL website anyway. Maybe Fox Sports website. I can get a territory stat. E.B. Williams says, as a Storm fan, I'm happy the Bronx flogged the Roosters. All right, let's have a look. Team stats. Territory, 67% in favor of the Knights. So you might be wondering, at 67% territorial advantage, how in the hell is this team behind by 8 points and have nothing on the board to show for it? Well, it's an easy answer. 10 from 19 is their completion rate. That's how it works. UFC asked if I think Gagai will score. Gagai's got to learn how to catch the ball first, doesn't he? Boo, profits. Crazy how Tigers go from crap to championship after Luai comes to them. Oh, I understand the excitement completely, boo, profits, but it's only 8 points to nil at halftime. Let's not get carried away. But Jarome Luai has clearly made a difference. Skelton's a gun. He's made a difference, as E.B. Williams has said there in the YouTube chat. I just like what Jarome Luai brings. Frees up Lockie Galvin. Lockie Galvin's been immense tonight as well. Like, I'm here banging on about Jarome Luai, but let's be honest, Lockie Galvin has been his equal, if not maybe even slightly better. And that's what Jarome Luai's presence is going to do for Lockie Galvin. Luai can control the team, and Galvin can just play heads-up footy. And that's what he's best at. Tigers' defense pretty good, says FBI. And, how do I say this name? NYKBQXED over there on the Twitch. Bradman Best has to start playing out the back to Mazu, and Ponga needs to stay on the left. They have looked very threatening on this left edge. I talked about it in the preview video I did on YouTube as well. That left edge for the Knights looks incredibly sharp. That's where they've been sort of ripping the Tigers to shreds and creating opportunity. Down that left edge, Bradman Best has bombed a couple, hasn't he? I mean, in fairness, just to keep things real here for the Tigers' performance, yes, they've been much improved, or seem to be much improved anyway. But let's be real here. The Knights have butchered opportunities, at least 3. This could easily have been 18 points to 8 at the halftime break. The Knights have definitely bollocksed a few chances. So that's what I'm saying. Like, good signs for the Tigers, but so much more improvement needed. So much more improvement can be made and needs to be made, because they could easily have found themselves well behind here at the break. Don't forget, of course, coming up, the Rabbitohs versus the Dolphins, a doubleheader here tonight. Wayne Bennett. Look for another Wayne Bennett masterclass. Barbs, ahoy there. No, I don't. We don't do AFL here. Sorry. Hamburger says Tigers winning. Winning they are, 8-0 at the halftime break. Knights should have had 18 or 24 points. Exactly. Exactly. It could have been so much worse for the Tigers. So, and I think Benji Marshall will be smart enough, and Jarome Luai as the captain will be smart enough to relay that to the troops and just say, yeah, look, boys, great half. Kept them scoreless. Could so easily have been the other way. Second half coming up after the break. Can the Tigers hold on? They're looking good so far. Oh, God. Just a sec. I'll have a quick break. I've got to fix this aircon again. Right back. All right, sorry about that. I've just done a little bit of a DIY fix on the aircon. My aircon, oh no, it just popped off again. Damn it. Oh, God. Yeah, I did a little bit of a DIY on the aircon that broke earlier today, unfortunately. And, of course, with the pending cyclone here in southeast Queensland, it's going to be quite a few days before I can get an aircon repair sent out. So, anyway, that's that's nobody's problem but my own, and I will deal with it. I'll just have to cop it. Halftime here. Tigers versus the Knights. Tigers 8-0. S Vegas says Ponga is having a shocker. I think shocker might be a bit harsh, but maybe he's trying to overplay his hand a little bit. Maybe. I mean, he's been very solid under the high ball, and he has interjected himself into the attacking line as you would expect him to do. And he's created opportunities. I mean, some of his kicking has been awful, yes. I think shocking might be a bit harsh on him, but yeah, they haven't been their usual selves. Bradman Best and Kalen Ponga. That's definitely fair to say. They haven't been great. They've been far from great, but not necessarily shocking either. Second half, not far away. Amazing effort so far here for the Tigers. I mean, let's just focus on that at the moment. And Talon De Silva, by the way. Talon De Silva, what a little pocket rocket since he's come on. He is filling the void left by Api Koroisau perfectly. Those little snipes around the ruck. I don't think they've... Well, okay, I've got to be careful the way that I say this. They've obviously missed Api Koroisau, but what an almost like-for-like replacement in Talon De Silva. He's been sniping around the ruck, keeping the Knights' defense honest. and he's been great since he came onto the field. That was a smart move, I think, by Benji Marshall, holding him back because he was originally named. He was originally meant to be the starting hooker. They moved him to the bench at the last minute, and Tristan Hope got the nod to start. But he's been a beast since he's come on, Talon De Silva. All right. Second half. We'll be getting underway very, very soon. We'll have a quick break. Second half coming up after this. Quick stoppage. Here come the teams for the second half. The Tigers leading them out. Don't forget, of course, Western World of Sports doubleheader tonight. So we've got the Rabbitohs coming up against the Dolphins. Uncle Wayne's Rabbitohs. Lovely barn owl. Ahoy there. Para versus Tigers semi-final. The winner will play the Mighty Storm. Second half is underway. The Knights with the kickoff. Taken by the Tigers. Can they get some territory and possession? Can they get themselves down the other end of the field? They have been stuck down their own end for the longest time. And a nice big run there for Royce Hunt. Up to the 30 on play 2. Inside ball and a bulldozing run from Jack Bird. Goes straight over the top of Crossland. 40 metres out. Slow play the ball. May. He's been a workhorse tonight. Terrell May. Slow to get up and play this one. Mason in at first receiver. Takes it to the halfway line. Fifth and last. And a solid set to start the half here for the Tigers. Luai. On halfway, puts it deep into this left-hand corner. And Schiller looks up. There's a wall of black jerseys in front of him, and he's wrapped up by Jack Bird and held inside his own 10 metres line. A great kick chase there for the Tigers. They need some field position here, the Tigers. The Knights, so much territory, but they've let themselves down with silly errors. Gagai gets the fend on. Look at Luai in there. Helping out, driving Gagai backwards. Keeping him inside his own 30. Quick play the ball. And Hetherington scoots away from one. Gets the big leg drive going. And that's the fifth and last now for the Knights. Just on the 40. Ponga down the left-hand side. Puts the kick down for Mason. No pressure on Mason at the back. Heads to midfield. Straightens. Goes straight at Phoenix Crossland. They are targeting Phoenix Crossland here, the attackers. They're finding where he is in the defensive line and they're running at him. There he is again. Crossland. Heel fries. Ahoy, mate. Turuva. Coming in off his edge and finding some work. And the Tigers march up towards halfway again and now beyond. Jack Bird will play it on tackle 4. Terrell May. A big defense in midfield. Gets the pass back though. Second phase ball. Dangerous. And Galvin heads across field before he straightens up and he's dumped in the tackle. Fifth and last. 30 metres out. Luai kicks down this left-hand edge again. Targeting Schiller. But it's Ponga back there. Ponga surrenders. 5 metres out from his own line with the catch. Schiller Manages to swing away from one, but he's brought to ground, 10 out. The Tigers have started with the same intensity that they started the first half. And we saw what happened. They sort of ran out of gas a little bit as that half went on. And Gagai's lost the ball and he's furious. Gagai has lost the ball. He is furious and they have no challenges remaining. And I can understand why he's furious because that ball's been knocked out. That ball has indeed been knocked out by the Tigers. Well, Gagai had the dropsies in the first half. He's got the dropsies in the second, even though that one was helped out a little bit. Who was that with the cheeky hand over the top? And the Tigers, 10 metres out on the attack. Luai feeds, breaks away to the left. Galvin out the back to Mason. Mason straightens and gets through half a gap. 10 out from the line. Galvin to Terrell May. Just hands the inside ball up to Jack Bird. Tackle 2. 10 metres out, right in front of the post. The Tigers, they come left. Galvin heads back right. Straightens, 2 metres out. Tackle 3. De Silva heads across the post. Inside ball for Royce Hunt. Hunt draws in 4 defenders as he fights his way towards the line. Centimetres short. 2 tackles left. They're all offside here on the left, the Knights. Galvin puts the grubber kick in behind and Gagai scoops it up. Well defended there by the Knights. Galvin just wanted that a little bit further through into the end goal. Perez, you were at the game yesterday. And it was so good seeing my boys score 50 to beat the Chooks. Luai's been immense, heel fries. Absolutely outstanding. And so's Lockie Galvin. This is a great partnership. Ponga takes the 5th and last. The Knights 40 out from their own line. Back it goes for Cogger. Cogger gets the kick away. Straight down the middle of the field. Mason plants himself under it. Takes it well and returns it out to the 30 or just short. And the Tigers just getting a little bit of wind in their sails here, the Tigers. Slow play the ball for Turuva. Batape gets away from one, but he's brought down. Tackle 3. 30 out from their own line. Jack Bird up to halfway with another strong carry. Manages to maintain his feet. Now he goes to ground. Quick play the ball to Silva. Inside ball for May. May bobbles. Does well to hold on. 5th and last in midfield. 30 out. Galvin wants it on the right-hand side. Puts the kick. Looking for Turuva to compete. And it's taken by Marju. And a penalty to the Tigers for an escort. Escort penalty. Take the 2. Take the 2. Take the 2. Take the 2. It's a fair way out, but it should be a relatively simple kick. I feel like this might be the opportunity, though, early in the second half to keep the pressure applied. They're having a conversation here, Luai. And they're going to tap and go. Dan Jam says, could it be that because he was playing for the Panthers, you didn't appreciate how good Luai was until he played for a lesser team? I always appreciated how good Luai was. And so did Panthers supporters. Absolutely. Luai's long been one of my favourite players. An absolute outstanding talent. Unless you just mean you as in not me directly, but you in general. A metre short of the line, the Tigers 4 tackles left. If they could burst through here, Jack Bird takes on Kalen Ponga. He's wrapped up 5 metres out. 3 tackles left. Here they come now. Luai puts the grubber kick through, needing it to sit up. Ponga's there in the end goal as the rain starts to come down. And Ponga gets back into the field of play. What a miracle. Kalen Ponga Unbelievable that he got back into the field of play there. Quick play the ball. They've tried to milk a penalty there, the Knights. And they've done it successfully. Oh, Milky Magoo. Farmer. Who was that? Farmer Fletcher. Milking the penalty there. And that is a huge, huge let-off for the Knights. They were owed a couple, though, weren't they? In fairness. The Knights have been owed a couple of dodgy calls because they've had a couple go against them. James Speed says it should be 8-2 if the Knights went for the 2 points in the first half. The Real Thing asks how Jarome is doing. Immense. Standout performance on attack, but especially defense. I think that's been the most surprising thing is just how well Jarome Luai defends. He's already come up with a couple of try-savers in this game. Yeah, Jerome's been absolutely immense here so far. Cogger in midfield. Has got Hetherington in support. Tackle 4 now. In midfield. 45 metres out. The Knights. Ponga in at first receiver. Out the back it goes to Sharpe. Sharpe sends it on to Best. Best is driven towards the sideline. Pops it back in field for Sharpe. Beware the second phase play. Cogger puts the kick through. Needs this to bounce up, but it's well scooped up at the back by Skelton. And Skelton gets away from Schiller with a great kick return. Beware that second phase play as the rain gets a little bit heavier now. The rain is an advantage, of course, to the team that's already in front. You don't want to be playing catch-up in slippery conditions. Oh, that's a terrible play, the ball from Turuva. Oh, he's done well to hold on, though. Done very well to get away with that. Oh, Blues 2018, 2 minutes left. The Brumbies have come back. De Silva scoots off. Fifth and last, 40 metres out. De Silva's been great since he came on. Luai down the short side, puts it high. Ponga gets the 7 tackle set. Well, that's Jarome Luai's first mistake. That is Jarome Luai's first mistake. It's given the Knights a 7 tackle set. Here is their chance. Well, another one. They've had multiple chances, haven't they? But here is another prime chance for the Knights. Jarome Luai has just gifted them a 7 tackle set. Diafidi up to halfway. Crossland in at first receiver, out to Ponga. Now it opens up. Bradman Best steps back in field. Beats one. Beats a second. It's Lucas, sorry. Beats a third. Lucas cuts back in field. Almost goes all the way on his own. Quick play the ball and they've got them skinned here. Fletcher Sharpe from dummy half scores under the posts. And the Knights have scored an almost length of the field effort, basically. A 7 tackle set. And Jarome Luai, the only mistake that he's made all night long so far. And it gifts the Knights a try. They had them absolutely torn to shreds out there on the left. And a quick play of the ball that was always on. Kickable, it's right in front. It's about to be 8-6. The try literally underneath the posts. That is a big momentum swing. Jarome Luai put the kick in too far. 7 tackle set, and the Knights have marched upfield and said, thank you very much. I mean, we've had so many chances, but we've finally taken one. Dylan Lucas. I mean, that was all him, though. Dylan Lucas went straight up the middle. Kalen Ponga from right in front. The crowd is booing, trying to put him off, but, I mean, surely he can't miss from here. Right in front. Puts it over. It's 8 points to 6. 27 minutes left to play. And it's a 2-point ball game. A 7-tackle set from Jarome Luai. Thank you very much. Stay the Knights. Back in it in a huge way. 27 to play. Dewey with the restart. And it's taken just outside their own goal line here, the Knights. And Matt Croker with the hit up. Enter the realm, ahoy, mate. Marju. Another good run. Oh, the Brumbies. The Brumbies escape with a 1-point victory over the Blues. Oh, the Blues. They're having a miserable old year, aren't they? Over there in Super Rugby. Levi, Muddle, ahoy, mate. Kalen Ponga finds some space now. They're tearing the Tigers apart now. Ponga taken 30 metres out. Cogger sends it on to Sharpe. They're going to run here on the 5th and last. Best cuts back in field. Offloads. And now that grubber kick through was played at, and Turuva dives on the loose ball. The Tigers have escaped. And a 0 tackle has been given to them. Not sure why, but the Tigers, they're really struggling with the momentum. Like, as good as they've been, it's been the Knights' errors, really. The Knights should be ahead by a long margin here if they took their chances. Mason spots half a gap. Oh, Heath Mason, he's been strong, replacing Jahream Bula. Galvin heads across field. Oh, there was numbers right, Lockie. He cuts back left. Now the pop pass back for Luai. Luai spots the space out right, but he has to dance back left. And he's got Galvin again. It's a 2-man show at the moment. Galvin takes it inside the 20. Offloads back now for Alex Twal. And Twal goes to ground, 10 out. 5th and last. Luai has it on the left. Out to Galvin. The grubber kick through to a perfectly placed Kalen Ponga. And he gets it back into the field of play again. Oh, Kalen Ponga, he received a talking to at the halftime break because he has come out in the second half and just been immense for the Knights. 2 absolute certain goal line dropouts that he has avoided. Diafidi, a good strong carry up the middle. That's play 4 though. Still only 15 out from their own line. Frizzell. Oh, is that Frizzell? No, that's not Frizzell. That is Thompson. Leo Thompson. 5th and last. Cogger kicks from well inside the 30. Mason gets under it, takes it on the full, and they can counter-attack here. The Tigers. Mason takes it almost to halfway. This is great field position. Turuva. Up over halfway. Marco Kelly says, does Ponga go to Union? Look, if he wants to, then why not? I mean, not professionally, but I played both. I enjoyed playing both. I enjoy supporting both. If he really wants to, then why not? But, yeah, I mean, if he wants to, he should do it sooner rather than later. 4th tackle, 20 metres out now. Galvin down the short side, puts the kick in, and it's been scooped up by Gagai. He can't get away from Adam Dewey. And Galvin, again, those little kicks in behind, just not working out. Lockie Galvin, he's not getting enough distance on them. The Knights are down a forward at the moment. Saifidi still down in back play. Leo Thompson brings it up to the 30. Crossland on to Best. Best looks to get on the outside of one. He does. Goes straight up the middle. Best just short of halfway, and we've now got time off. We've now got time off. Jacob Saifidi will be off for HIA. The independent doctor has interjected himself and said he needs to come off for a HIA. And that might get a closer look. The match review. And Frizzell comes back onto the field. All right, back into play. Leo Thompson takes tackle 5 on halfway. 8 points to 6. Ponga waits for it down the short side, puts it high. Oh, this is a good kick, contestable. Mason comes forward and loses it. It's there for the Knights. Fletcher Sharpe picks it up. 0 tackle. And the Knights with all the front foot ball here. The Tigers are still tracking back in defense. Gagai takes the line on, cuts back in field. Luai's there to assist in another try-saving effort. Lined up to the left, though. The Knights back on the attack. Cogger inside ball for Thompson. Thompson thought he found half a space there, but Alex Twal shuts it down. Ponga changes direction, sends it back to Frizzell in midfield. And Frizzell straightens, sets up another tackle here. 3 left in this count. Cogger to Ponga. Ponga takes the line on. He's caught high. This should be a penalty. And it is. This is a kickable penalty. Do they want to do it, though, or keep the pressure on? A high shot on Kalyn Ponga. Do they take the 2 here? Looks like they're going to tap and go. It looks like they're going to tap and go here. They're not interested in the 2 here, the Knights. Jayden Brailey, he's got the ball. 10 out. They're going to tap and go. A full set of 6 on the attack. Cogger to Frizzell out the back. Frizzell straightens, and that's play 1. 5 meters out from the line. A full set of 6. Cogger on the crash ball to Crossland. Crossland tries to reach out. He's lucky he didn't, because that would have been a penalty. Thompson throws a loose pass out the back to Ponga. They've lost about 20 meters here, but beware the staggered play. Ponga thought he spotted half a gap. He's really come into this game in the second half. Thompson again. This time he holds on to it. No more passing. Tackle 4. They're holding on so far. The Tigers slow play the ball. Brailey from dummy half spills it out the back. Cogger picks up the loose ball. And that will be the 5th and last. And we've got an injury. Oh, we've got an injury here. Talon De Silva. Talon De Silva's gone. Talon De Silva is done. Oh, there's blood pouring out of somewhere. One of his orifices. Oh, head clash, friendly fire. A head clash with Alex Seyfarth. It was a 3-way head clash. 3-way head clash. I shouldn't laugh, really. I absolutely shouldn't laugh. A 3-way head clash. Talon De Silva, Fainu, and Seyfarth. That was a huge collision. Eight points to 6. A prolonged stoppage here. De Silva, he's going to have to get that stitched up. And he'll also have to have a HIA, one suspects. Back onto the field comes Tristan Hope. Walter Hickling, your mate, is a bit nervous at the moment about the Tigers. Understandable. They haven't really done themselves any favours here in the second half. Fifth and last. Ponga, 10 out from the line. They're going to run it here. Sharpe gets all tangled up. Puts the grubber kick in behind the line, and it's taken well by the Tigers in front of their own posts. Crisis averted for now. And a penalty to boot. They double down with a penalty. Frizzell gives it away. And the Tigers, what a reliever. "19 minutes to go. And they find touch 30 metres out. And Alex Wall off for a HIA. Wonder when that happened. Oh, that's Alex Seyfarth, not Alex Seyfarth, sorry, not Alex Twall. And that's from that head collision with De Silva. All right, quick break. I'll be right back. All right, we're back underway. Tigers on play 2, now up over halfway. Twall stands in the tackle, goes to ground now. Smack bang on the halfway line. They attack right. Galvin, inside ball for Bird. Bird is taken down, 40 out from the line. Needs some points here, the Tigers. Luai, a nice inside pass. 30 metres out from the line now, fifth and last. Low play the ball again. Galvin, they're up quickly on him. He puts the kick. A little too heavy, is it? No, it's going to land perfectly. Ponga takes it, and he surrenders in the tackle, half a metre out from his own try line. 18 and a half minutes to go, 8 points to 6. They're up quickly here on Schiller. Too quickly, are they? They hold him up. Play 2, still half a metre out from their own line here. The Knights. Marju. Taken, tackle 3, 5 out. No penalties here for the Tigers. Bradman Best puts the head down. 10 metres out, play 4. Or 20 metres out now from their own line. Frizzell. Fifth and last. Still inside the 30. Needs to be a monstrous kick here. It goes to Cogger. Cogger taken on the full at the back. And here is Batape. Gets away from one, ducks under another, takes it up over halfway. And this is great field position for the Tigers. Turuva straight up the middle, 40 metres out. Hot Sauce, 3,000, ahoy. Wolfie, ahoy. And good night, Gamer Mel. It's the Tigers go on the attack. Pole straight ahead. 17 and a half left. This is play 3. Luai. Dummies outside. Goes on his own. Luai. Half a gap opened up. Oh, almost a high tackle as well. Luai looking a bit ginger there as he gets up. Ball sets up the fifth and last here. 10 metres out, right in front of the post. They go left. Luai to Galvin. Galvin puts that grubber kick in. He gets all of it this time, and Ponga taps it dead. Try saver from Ponga, but a goal line restart incoming. And Galvin got the depth absolutely right on this occasion. Oh, 16 and a half remaining. 2 points the difference. Ponga goes short. Perfectly placed. The Knights get up and take the ball away, do they? It spills out the side, and it's dived on by the Tigers. And it's going to be Tigers' ball. Lost forward by the Knights. Lost forward by the Tigers. Double knock on. Tigers will have the feed. 16 minutes to play. A full set of 6. 10 metres out. Oh, what a game this has been. such a good decision to cover this game. Although it sounds like the Super Rugby was pretty exciting as well, doesn't it? Midfield scrum. Luai feeds, breaks left. Goes to Galvin. Galvin out the back to Mason. Mason can't skip on the outside of Gagai. 10 metres out on this left edge. Tigers go back into midfield. Galvin pops it up for 12. 10 metres out. Straight up the middle now goes Fino. Fino still charging towards the line. Centimetres short here. Fino headed towards the padding. From dummy half now. Thought half a gap opened up there, did Hope. Tackle 4. A metre out from the line. Here they come left for Luai. Out to Galvin. Space here. But Dewey can't get the arms free. Fifth and last. 5 metres out. Galvin in at first receiver. The crossfield kick is not deep enough. It's tapped back by the Knights. And now breaking away is Dylan Lucas. 5 metres out. And he's lost his pants there, Lucas. Marju. Driven backwards, gets the offload for Sharpe. Beware the second phase play. Here are the Knights. Schiller fends away from 1, 2, beats Dewey, goes straight up the middle. Schiller still going. He's got support on the outside. And he's great legs tackled by Pole. Brings him down on halfway. But the Knights have got all the momentum here. Front foot ball. Cogger takes them on and goes straight up the middle. That's play 3. 20 metres out. Ponga scoots out a dummy half. Pops the pass up for Fletcher Sharpe. Sharpe gets up and goes again. He's caught half a metre out. Numbers to burn out to the left. They've just got to get it there. Ponga to Best. Bradman Best. Pop pass out the back to nobody. Marju has to go back and collect it. Marju still gets through and scores in the corner. Marju scores. It was a loose pass from Bradman Best. And Marju has made something out of nothing there. And dives over in the corner. Oh, you've got to feel sorry for the Tigers. Newcastle, just too much experience. Just too much experience. And experience pays in the tight games. They almost made a complete mess of this. Bradman Best, he had 2 unmarked players outside him. The pass went in behind. And somehow Marju still manages to get over in the corner. Oh, he's done extra. Oh, has he touched the line here, Marju? Marju, has he touched the line? That's got to be so close. Nah, he's still in the field of play. That was so close. Try confirmed. Newcastle 10 points to 8. 12 and a half minutes to go. And the Tigers, yes, they've just run out of steam. The experience of the Knights. And they just ran out of gas. The Tigers, too much defending. Ponga from the sideline. Hooks this back around. Hooks it around too much. It hits the post. And it's waved away. 10 points to 8. Twelve minutes to go. James Schiller set up that try. Jason Callaway. "48 missed tackles from the Tigers. That's the story of the night. Back underway. It's a very deep kickoff. And from inside their own goal line, Brodie Jones is on the field. for the Knights. Playing it inside their own 10. Thompson had a lot of strong carries tonight. Leo Thompson. Slow play the ball. 11 minutes to go. Tackle 3. 30 meters out from their own line. Here's Frizzell. Straight up the middle. The ageless, tireless Tyson Frizzell. Quick ball here and scooting out of the ruck. Dummy half. 5th and last on halfway. Cogger as the Knights rumble up the field. Again, pressure here at the back on Skelton, who does extremely well to take that high ball. But the Tigers on the back foot. Very slow to get back. And they are just completely gassed here, the Tigers. They are absolutely gassed. Turuva putting in some more hard yards up the middle. 10 minutes 50 to go. It's hard to see. It's going to take a piece of individual brilliance, I think, to break this game apart for the Tigers, because they are just out on their feet. They've had to do so much defending. Ten and a half to go. 5th and last. Luai down the short side. Puts it high. Ponga gets underneath it and surrenders 20 meters out from his own line. Schiller breaks away from one. Busts another tackle, Schiller. That's 50 missed tackles now for the Tigers. And quick play the ball. Sharpe scoots out a dummy half up to the 40. And the Tigers, they're just holding on here. They are completely gassed. Cogger onto Pierce Paul. Gagai steps back inside Dewey. And he's wrapped up 5th and last, 40 meters out. They should think about having a run here, the Knights. No, they don't. They kick down this near side, playing it safe. Ponga versus Mason. It's been lost forward by Mason. 6 more tackles. No, double knock on is the call. That's a harsh one again against the Knights. I think that's a harsh one. I think this has been knocked on by the Tigers first. Let's have a look. Replay suggests... Oh, no, fair enough. Fair enough call. Ponga's knocked it on. 9 minutes to go. 10 points to 8. But the Tigers, look at them. They're out on their feet. You could throw a blanket over them. They are completely out of it. Terrell May with a big don't argue. Genitalia, Rahoy. Luai out the back to Galvin. Now to Mason. They've got a 3-on-2 here. But Mason straightens into contact. And he is dumped by Gagai. Tackle 4. 40 meters out from the line. Luai is just shuffling the ball on now. He's out of the game. Luai, sorry. 5th and last now. 40 meters out. Too far out to make any sort of impact. They need a Knights mistake. Galvin down the short side. Puts it high. Turuva flying through. Ponga again takes it well. Beats the tackle. Ponga goes straight up the middle. That's over 50 missed tackles now for the Tigers. 8 minutes to go. And the Knights, they're finishing so much stronger than the Tigers here. More second phase ball. That's tackle 2 now. Inside the Tigers' territory, 52 missed tackles. It's pretty obvious what the Tigers need to work on to get ready for round 2. Defensively absent. Cogger will kick on play 3. Nobody at the back here. Mason racing back for it and will be tackled in goal. Great heads-up play by Cogger. And they are just choking the Tigers to death here now. The experience of the Knights proving to be the difference. All those experienced heads. Cogger, Ponga, Gagai, Brazil, Adam Dewey No choice but to go short here from the restart. Finds the 10. It's been lost forward by the Knights. And it'll be there for the Tigers. Six minutes 50 to go. Oh, lost backwards by Ponga and then forward off Bradman Best. 6.5 to go. Time is running out here for the home side, who just haven't looked likely in the second half. They played themselves out in the first half, it seems. They are just so out of it. Terrell May gets the fend on Gagai, but he's driven back in a three-man tackle. Down the short side, Luai to the line, and a big bump off there from Fainu. Still going Fainu. Play 3, but they're still inside their own half here, the Tigers. Ball in midfield. That's the 4th. Down the short side again. Luai takes the line on, heads back into midfield. Loose pass. The Tigers have just left it there on the ground. And this will be knocked on and Knights ball. Well, they're falling to pieces here, the Tigers. 5.5 minutes to go. That's a big mistake. Jarome Luai was so good in the first half. He has been completely absent in the second. It was his mistake, giving away the 7-tackle set that turned this match on its head. And he's come up with another big mistake there on the halfway line. So Jarome Luai has gone from masterclass in the first half to just bloody awful in the second. Inside the last 5 minutes. It is only by 2 points, Marley, but the Knights have butchered at least 4 tries. It could easily have been like 30 points to 8 if the Knights took all their chances. Big shot there from Royce Hunt on Leo Thompson. 20 metres out. 2 tackles left. Cogger takes the line on. Cogger had a quiet first half, but he has taken control of this game in the second. Ponga now to Pierce Paul. By Pierce Paul gets the ball free, and Heath Mason scoops it up, but he's tackled in goal. And this will be a goal line dropout. A goal line dropout. The Tigers are going to have to go short, obviously. Adam Dewey goes short. It hits the 10-metre line. The Knights bat it back, but it's going to be picked up by the Tigers. Vatape has taken it. 3.5 minutes remaining. Turuva dummies. And he's brought down by the ankles. Quick play the ball. They haven't had that for a while. Front foot ball. Luai just shuffles it on for May. Back to Luai. Second phase play. Opens up in midfield. Play 3. Just short of halfway. Where's Nathan Cleary for the 2-point field goal? Royce Hunt straight up the middle. That's play 4. 3 minutes remain. Luai, inside ball for May. May takes on Frizzell, heads across field. The Knights happy to not commit here and race up. 5th and last. What do they do here? The Tigers, they're out of time. 2 minutes 50 to play. Luai, what can he come up with? Out the back to Galvin. Cut out pass now for Dewey. Dewey with the grubber kick. It's off the Knights, is it? It's Newcastle ball. 2.5 minutes to play. The Knights, the Tigers should get one last shot at it. One last set of 6. But they have just not looked likely in this second half. The Knights obviously copped an absolute bollocking at the halftime break. 2 minutes to go. Tigers just have to give away no turnovers, no penalties, and they will get one last set. And 2-point field goal, I suppose, has to be the option. Fletcher Sharpe down the short side. That's play 3. A minute 56 to go. Croker up over halfway. 2 plays left. Bonga quibbles away from Royce Hunt. That's the 5th and last. All right. A big kick. And the game's as good as one here for the Knights. Cogger puts it high into the corner. Skelton takes it. Brings it back into midfield. And here we go. A minute and a half to go. And the Tigers have got to go from their own 10. Mason up to the 20-meter line. Slow play of the ball. 2 tackles gone already. Turuva takes the 3rd. Slow play of the ball. Luai takes it to the line. Out to Galvin. Short pass to Fainu. That's play 4. They're nowhere near in range for a 2-point field goal. May gets it back from Mason. Mason straightens, gets it up to halfway. This is it. The last play, the last throw of the dice. They go short side. Galvin puts the grubber kick in behind, looking for it to sit up for Luai. It's there for Pierce Paul. And the Knights have won the game. One-on-one strip from Dewey, attempted it. 24 seconds to go. And boy, what happened in the second half there for the Tigers? Everything looked so promising. And then they came out in the second half and stunk the joint out. The last play of the game, Gagai takes it up. They had to go for a one-on-one strip, but they went 2 in the tackle. And the Newcastle Knights, 10 points to 8. Oh, I had so many try scorers in my multi. So many try scorers. And we didn't get a single one. It was a very low-scoring game. 10 points to 8. And we were so close to the golden point that I predicted. So close. All right, quick break, and we'll be back to wrap up all the action and get ready for the Rabbitohs versus the Dolphins, which is happening very, very quickly, isn't it? Coming up very, very shortly. All right, quick break, and then we'll be back to wrap things up here on the Waste of Water Sports. All right, 10 points to 8. The Knights hold on for a close victory. Full time here, and the Tigers, well, there were good signs, but there were just as many bad signs. Hard to get a read on exactly where things are at. Obviously missing Api Koroisau and Jahream Bula, but I thought Heath Mason was solid, but it was a couple of Heath Mason dropped high balls that contributed to the big swing in that second half. They just couldn't get any quality ball, any possession with any territory. And Heath Mason definitely contributed to that, in fairness. So, yeah, hard to get a read on that. The Tigers will be much better for Api Koroisau being back and Jahream Bula. That's for sure. All right, so Waste of Water Sports, we have got the Rabbitohs versus the Dolphins coming up right after this. I've got to go get ready for that one. Jeez, when's it kick off? 7 o'clock, I think. Okay, I've really got to get a move along. Thank you so much for your company here for this one. Very much appreciate it. And we'll be right back for the Rabbitohs taking on the Dolphins in Sydney. Be right back very, very soon here on the Waste of Water Sports. New stream coming up. Got to get it ready. I've got to get it set up.